Bill Jasper coming to you from Rapid City, South Dakota at FreedomFest 2021. And we have here today an important whistleblower, or rather co-author with the whistleblower of a brand new book, Google Leaks. And this is Ken Heckenlively. Ken?
Thanks for having me here, Bill.
Glad to have you here. Tell us about the book. And most people have heard something about the Google Leaks, but fill us in.
You know, I think what's really important about this book is it will give you the operational plan for how Google controls information on the internet. And so what a lot of people don't realize is that Google is really controlling about 90% of the traffic. So they're really setting themselves up to intervene at a moment's notice to change the narrative. So they've got a lot of programs which help them do that. One thing is called machine learning fairness, which is basically set up so that I basically call it critical race theory on the internet, okay? So everything has to be gone through a liberal filter. Then you've got things like Purple Rain, which allows them to intervene within 5 minutes of a developing news story and shape the narrative. The first time they put this into practice was with the Las Vegas massacre, because there were two narratives which were developing, and they made sure that one narrative did not get to the public.
So Google, most people associated first with the search engine, and they are huge in that field. But it affects everything else, not just your searches, and the searches affect a tremendous amount. Explain that to us.
Yeah, so if you think about it logically, Google started out with its original logo was "Don't be evil," and then they wanted to organize the world's information and then allow you access to it. They changed starting in about 2016 with wanting to curate the information. So it wasn't enough to simply put out there what people were reading. They needed to say like, oh no, you shouldn't read this. You should read this instead. And so that's kind of the basis for where we are right now, where you can't really trust the information you get from a Google search, which is why people are going to other platforms like DuckDuckGo and other ones.
So Google, though, besides curating all this information, the evidence shows, does it not, that there is definitely a bias, a bigotry on their part as to the kinds of information they're going to let out.
Absolutely, 100%. And I think what's really amazing about this book is it really opens up with the all-hands meeting that Google had right after President Trump was elected. And, something dark and dangerous entered the American public political landscape, which is, it used to be that when you had elections, somebody won, somebody lost. The group that lost said, okay, what can we do better next time? What was different about 2016 is the losing side said the other side is evil, they're wrong, and we need to control the information to change the outcome.
And so Google has expanded, become quite a bigger empire, including YouTube. And what are the other ways that they are controlling and censoring the news?
Well, what a lot of people don't realize is that Google actually feeds into the back end of all of the news outlets. So it seems that there's some collaboration between like the New York Times and CNN. And so what's really happening is that these liberal entities are colluding and working together to bring people a version of the world which is compatible with their ideology.
So this is affecting even many of the other search engines and the search engines which are on people's individual websites, where they use Google as their search algorithm as well, correct?
Yeah, and when you consider that Google is a $1 trillion company with annual revenues of $160 billion a year, well, that can fund a lot of programs. And it's when you have lots of money and you throw it away, you can control the debate, which is what Google is doing right now.
So Google Leaks has just come out recently.
So Google Leaks comes out August 3rd. So what we're asking people to do is to pre-order it. That really helps us with sales because when it comes out, we want it to hit the New York Times bestseller list, right out of the gate. And so it's a quick read. I kind of say it's an airplane read, but it's got all the documents in it. The photo gallery shows you the documents from Google's own internal presentations that they gave to their employees, showing that they are absolutely controlling the news.
And how can people get a copy or pre-order the book?
So, unfortunately, it is on Amazon, and that's where a lot of people go. But they can also go to other platforms, Barnes and Noble. You can go to GoogleLeaksBooks.com, which is the whistleblower Zach Voorhees has put together. So it's really, this is the beginning of the war against big tech. And in any war, you need information. You need to know how the enemy thinks. So Google Leaks is the opening salvo in this war against big tech. And that's why I encourage everybody to get it, read it, and know what they're doing.
And preferably go to, is it
GoogleLeaksBook.com.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Best of luck.